I'm a big advocate of green, clean, renewable energy, and I'm a member of the Conservative Environment Network. So I find myself at a really difficult crossroads. The people of Rutland want to play our part, but we are being faced with an impossible situation where our heartfelt determination to go green is being attacked by egregious, cynical and unacceptable proposals that will destroy England's smallest county. The current system for projects of nationally significant infrastructure bypasses the will of communities. It creates a loophole that gags them, and it goes against the Conservative mantra of community ownership and pride of place. This is not a fair situation, and we need to take steps to make sure that NSI projects and planning rules are not hijacked into becoming a fast-stream planning approval conveyor belt for big developers. That's why NSI programmes can no longer be assessed on an individual basis, but as part of a national solar plan. Now, in Rutland specifically, we are facing the imposition across Rutland and Lincolnshire, of which my good friend and neighbour will speak in a moment, a solar plant of 2,175 acres. That's 1,400 football pitches, it's 8 times larger than the current biggest solar plant in the country, and it's bigger than both Monaco or the Vatican. Now, I've already made my opposition to this very clear, and I plan to fight it, because I will not see it imposed on England's greatest and smallest and most beautiful county. Now, I want to touch on Uyghur blood labour. I'll make 2 key points, but I think many others will cover agriculture and biodiversity. But the Sheffield-Hallam report that was reported earlier, that was an in-depth investigation into supply chain links between solar and forced labour in Xinjiang. As we know, the primary material for solar panels and modules is polysilicon. 45% of the world's polysilicon is produced in Xinjiang. Now, Mallard Pass Solar Plant is the best example of this. Canadian Solar is a company that is seeking to infiltrate our country with Uyghur blood labour. This is the company proposing to build in Rutland. Despite their name, Canadian Solar is a de facto Chinese company. The vast majority of their production is based in China, and with only 2 small manufacturing facilities in Canada. Their founder, Sean Q, lives in China. Since 2019, they've had a supply contract with a company called GCL Poly. They operate a production facility for solar cells in Jiangsu. But who are GCL Poly? They are one of the 4 largest producers of polysilicon in China. An investigation into GCL determined, and I quote, "They actively participate in the resettlement of ethnic Uyghurs from areas of Xinjiang, and they contribute to and implement re-education programs that impose political and military training on resettled populations. They are putting Uyghur people into concentration camps and using them to build solar panels, and I will not see those imposed on Rutland." The US government has already seized 4 shipments from Canadian Solar due to their supply chain links to blood labour and to genocide. And I call on the government to sanction Canadian Solar and their supplier GCL Poly, and absolutely not to allow them to build in Rutland. As a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee and a member of the British public, we do not expect to see blood labour on our soil. I won't touch on the biodiversity and agriculture points, which will be well made by many colleagues, but this is good agricultural land, graded 2 and 3. But Rutland is the bird capital of the UK, with ospreys and good ground nesting quails and red kites and buzzards and so on and so on. I'd like to thank the Mallard Pass Action Group for all their work they've been doing, and I promise the Minister we will be delivering a petition to Parliament, making clear the opposition from across Rutland. Ultimately, we need a national policy on solar farms. We cannot see this constant competition for the biggest possible solar plant being imposed all across the UK. We need to make sure we do not have tainted supply chains, and we make sure we protect our natural environment and our ability to feed our people. And I thank my friend again for calling this important debate.